Hello and welcome to Christian Weather Broadcasting. Today we're going to be forecasting Tropical Storm Karl. But before we do, take a look at the gospel message in the description because Jesus can save you from hell. Alrighty, right now you're looking at Tropical Storm Karl. As you can see, it does look better on satellite imagery. We do have some lower convection in it, and it has intensified. It is now at 60 miles an hour, which is quite a bit stronger than I expected it initially. I thought it would peak at around this strength. But it is getting stronger, now down to 1,000 millibars. It's moving very, very slow, only at 3 miles per hour right now. Here's what to expect. Heavy rainfall could produce instances of flash flooding with mudslides in areas of higher terrain across portions of Veracruz and Tabasco states in Mexico. Tropical storm conditions are possible in the watch area in Mexico beginning on Friday. Here is our cone of uncertainty for this thing. As you can see, the wind field on this thing is better defined than it was yesterday, so it is a better defined storm. We are not expecting a hurricane to form out of this. It is still expected to remain a tropical storm till it makes landfall in Mexico, where tropical storm warnings have been issued. Let's take a look at the wind speed probabilities. Wind speed probabilities in Mexico aren't really high right now. In some areas where it'll make landfall, maybe a 30 to 40% chance, but those will go up. But it is expected to weaken before landfall, so we don't exactly. I believe that's why the chances are low for tropical storm force winds as of now. But I do think those chances will go up if the current track holds true. Alrighty, we're also going to be seeing a different time frame for landfall because the track has shifted greatly. From yesterday, we're going to be seeing landfall about 1 a.m. Saturday. So we're going to be seeing landfall Friday, Saturday night, which is quite different than what we were seeing last time. Our intensity guidance, bringing this maybe to 55 knots, which is around 65 miles an hour. That's a peak. So we may see our peak now about 65, maybe even 70 miles per hour for Karl right now. So that's what we could expect. As of now, it's stalling over water. So that, I believe, is maybe why we could see a higher intensity on this storm. Let's take a look at our tracks. We have one wild model over here that wants to bring it to Texas. That's highly unlikely. As you can see, the consensus of models is bringing it into Mexico, quite different than what we saw yesterday as far as tracks go. Now let's go to the forecast models for the storm. The GFS, let's move the camera down a little bit here. The GFS is forecasting this to strengthen a little bit, maybe down to 999 millibars, which is a decently strong tropical storm. Just 1 millibar lower than what it is now, and then weakening before landfall. So that is something that's going on with all the models. So right now we can expect weakening before landfall, which is in fact good. Let's go to the Euro model and take a look at what this model is showing. The Euro model is forecasting it to say around 1,001 millibars at peak strength and just tootle out over in the ocean and then weaken a significant bit before making landfall in Mexico. Now let's finally go to our final model of this video, which is the Age Wharf model, which is a highly accurate model. And the Age Wharf is forecasting this to go down to around 1,000 millibars where it's already at. So I would expect it to go lower than what these models are forecasting since we're already seeing those lower millibar pressure. And it's forecasting to weaken before landfall, probably hit even tropical depression strength before landfall, and just tootle out in the ocean. So the longer this stays out in the ocean, it seems the longer the models have this over the ocean, the more weak it gets, probably because of upper level winds not getting conducive for development. But the faster it goes, the stronger it'll be on landfall. But this is all up in the air right now. We will see what Karl does. We'll probably have more clarity in the next couple of days. That is all. Thank you for watching. This has been Christian Weather Broadcasting.